We weren't even looking into fostering when I started babysitting for a friend of mine who was fostering Tommy, and we talked about just babysitting for her, and then I think we did that for just a few weeks, and then our caseworker came over, and she was kind of nosing around our house a little bit more than I thought was expected, and then she told us that he had 3 siblings and they needed a home within 2 weeks. So we prayed about it, and yeah, a couple days later we knew our answer, talked about it, and
At first, we just kind of laughed it off, like there's no way we can do that. We have a lot going on. And then we prayed about it, and she came to the fire station one day, and she had written
letters. Yeah,
she had written some thoughts on a paper, and basically was just like, we feel led to do this. It seems crazy, but if we don't follow God's call, we'll never know what lays ahead. So we jumped in it.
and it was only supposed to be like 4 to 6 months reunification, but within the first few months we kind of had an idea it wasn't going that way. So and then we started, remember our walks? We go for walks every day, and it turned to, is this going to be forever? And we were in love at that point, so it really wasn't a tough decision.
After we had 4, the parents had another one and couldn't take care of it. They were in the same situation with addiction and stuff like that, so they couldn't take care of that one. So it was a sibling of the ones that we already had. So it wasn't much of a discussion, like that's their sibling, and so we just felt led to take that one as well. And then when that adoption finalized, shortly after, we heard about another one, which ended up being the last one, that they will have. So we just having the siblings, we just knew it was the right thing to do. So, like, on a side note, it was easy to see how we'd outgrow the house that we were in with having extra. And I used to be a builder before I was a fireman, and I still had my equipment and my tools. And so one of the things we would talk about a lot is, should we build a house or buy a house, or what we need to do here, because we could not fit in the one we were in. At one point we had 11 people in a normal 3-bedroom 2-bath house.
Tommy was sleeping in the playroom.
Yeah.
In a crib.
So this house behind here, we built that a couple of years ago, and so we just did it as an owner-builder process because we couldn't afford it if we got a builder to do it. But it was kind of a fun family project. The kids helped where they could help out, and just neat to see God's hand in all that working. One big concern I had before we had adopted all of them or got the big group of kids, I was just concerned with how it would affect my kids in terms of how much time we could spend with them. It's not easy raising 5 kids. We had 5 on our own. And I was thinking about the time it would take away from them with the other kids. And I remember walking home from church, and I was having a hard time with that. We don't live too far from church. It's only about a mile. But I walked home from church one day. I wanted to walk instead of ride, and I was just praying, and I was crying about it, and I felt like we should do it, but I was concerned with that. But looking back on it now,
oh my goodness, the difference in our kids, their hearts, they all want to foster and adopt. That's something that's real to them now, and you don't know until you open that door what the need is for these kids. And we have grown so much as a family. All my kids, my daughter really wants to work with kids, and it's just, I love what it has done to our family.
What I was concerned would affect me in a negative way.
Really,
it's hard to just explain, to see their heart of service and how they are serving the kids that are in this household and what it does them. When you're living a life of service versus just talking about it, and so I'm thankful for that and what they get to experience and do.
To me, as a pastor for many years and thinking about the idea of God adopting us, and then seeing it happen in my own family. Um, Kind of a guy that gets teary sometimes, but I'll try to keep that down if I can. But just seeing the whole idea of how this came about in my own family, son, and initially, just kind of um, watching over a baby for a while, and then circumstances got a little bit more developed in the situation where they were into foster care, and then just over a series of events in the period of time, just the desire and the love and the compassion and my son and his wife to take on responsibility of new life and bring them into their family. And it's just such a great picture of the Bible talking about us being adopted into the family of God. You got this idea that there's nothing we did to deserve it, but God demonstrated his love in his very unique way to us and wanting us to be part of his family.
I would say that I'm thankful for God's grace, because without it, we wouldn't have the heart to do what we're doing, because it's nothing of us. It's all Christ in us to willing to do His pleasure, and but to miss out, but Dad.
Well, don't. You
But
start. I'm over. I'm done.
I think to miss out on what some would look at like a hard time and just like a grind to have all the kids, and it's work, but the reward, the investment is way exceeds the work that goes into it. And to think that we would have missed out on this if we were hesitant to obey him. So I'm thankful. I can't even put the words for my family and like my wife and the work that she puts in our household and all the kids. Every one of the kids is a little different in their own way, and they're all challenging at different points in their life, because we've got them all the way from adult. Our oldest son just got engaged, and all the way down to in diapers still. But to have that is, I'm just very thankful for that, and the support of like our immediate family, mom, dad, sister, brothers that are all close to us.
The community surrounded us when they first heard that we were getting 4 kids to foster, and we had diapers mailed to us, we had clothes, we had food, and we had no clue saying yes to something that was only supposed to be for a short period of time would end up with 6 more kids. Seems crazy, and some people think we may be crazy, but it works. God's hands in it. You see it all the time, and I'm thankful that he picked us for this, and he provides it. I'm not worried about the future because he's got us.
If you feel led to foster or adopt, don't try to figure all the details out. You just give it to God and he'll figure it out.